Welcome everybody to the second race of Season 9 Sprint Series. We are back and we are at Misano for qualifying. Currently qualifying has just started, so nobody yet putting in their laps. And we are just spectating Brit Batiste, but let's go out and look at somebody who's going to be starting their lap first, and it is Daniel Cebula right now, or Cebula, however you want to be called. Behind him also Limpar Berthold, the Season 8 AM champion, currently going to be second in line to start their lap. But let's see what Daniel Cebula is able to do here on his first flying lap. Obviously there is 18 minutes to go, so not much of a rush, but maybe let's go on his onboard. Going through the first sector pretty well, having to take a lot of curb in order to maximize the potential of the car. And very nice through there, through to the second sector. This part always gets people, but so far Daniel Cebula able to do it pretty well. Coming towards, I'd say, some of the hardest corners in Misano, having to brake pretty early, but it is deceiving because you think you brake pretty early, but actually you're braking quite late. And now up to the hairpin. This corner also gets quite a lot of people because this is the one that matters. This is the run down to the massive straight, the double right-hander, double quick right-hander in consecutive form. There's one having to hit the apex, but here usually staying more or less to the outside, then shifting down to third, and ooh, maybe it was a bit too slow through there. It's not going to be a great first lap for Daniel Cebula, but still 17 minutes to go of this session, but we'll see what the benchmark is, at least for the pros. And he comes to the final corner, very nicely done through there. Might be invalid. Yes, sadly it is invalid for him. So we are not going to see a lap time, but currently fastest lap time of Limpar Berthold, 1:35.5. And it is instantly beaten by Mohammed Irfan, a 34.7. A great lap time from him in the Lamborghini. We haven't seen too much of him, sadly missing out on the first race. But he is finally back, and Serd Pluch takes that provisional pole place away from Mohammed Irfan with a 34.1, but Mohammed Irfan not having any of that, and he's already 7/10 up. Irfan with a 34.1, but Mohammed Irfan... Don't know why I had the stream up. And, well, as the first laps start to pile in, we can just about start to calm down a bit and, you know, talk about who might get the win here. Obviously, we do not have Abe Santama today. He is currently away in Luxembourg or somewhere around in that region. So if you want to visit him, you can do so. I don't condone that at all. Stalking people is bad. But who will get the win here? Mohammed Irfan, probably one of the main competitors here that might be challenging for the win. Sadly, invalidating his lap just in the second to last corner. What would have been 1.2 seconds up, what would have been a 33.4. Sadly not going to happen this time out. Regis Courchelle setting out 33.7 in the Mercedes. What a lap by him. And that is great for the race esport team from France. Serd Pluch only able to go at 33.865, only a 10th away from his closest rival. Regis Courchelle, though, sadly invalidating his lap time and going off there, stopping his lap time. Daniel Benecuesta, currently the fastest driver in the AMs with a 34.9. Ganahade Hutama setting a lap time only 0.003 of a second away from Daniel Benecuesta. Well, this is exactly what we like to see. Some close action qualifying. You see, this is exactly what happens when you don't have a dominant driver like Abe Santima here to, you know, run away with these lap times. Third Pluch currently for New Motion Sim Racing, or New Motion Racing, I think it's NMR, in first place. Bitansky Gergo also setting himself in third place. Batiste in fourth, all ahead of Mohamed Irfan, who is currently doing his outlap. And Daniel Chebula also able to slot himself in there, third place for him. He set a 34.1, and he is going to be hoping to improve, maybe get into the 33s by the end of this qualifying. Sir Pluch now going to be taking the provisional pole away from Regis Courchelle with 33.725. That is a very good lap time by him. And he promotes himself up into provisional pole position. Daniel Benequista 4/10 up. But Ganahari Hutama also 2/10 up on his lap time. This will put him ahead of Daniel Benequista for now. But for how long is the big question. And that is Ganahari Hutama, 34.645, even ahead of Limpar Bertolt and Mohamed Irfan for now. Daniel Benequista will be crossing the line quite soon. He needs to get 3/10 or more in order to get ahead of Ganahari Hutama, and currently going 4/10 quicker, so pretty comfortably going to be coasting towards the line, hoping to get ahead of Ganahari Hutama and take that provisional pole away from him, and yes he does, and only by 0.005 of a second. 34.6, that is very, very close. I mean, I cannot believe what we're seeing out here today. Some actually close racing. Fabio Galamini also going to be going 2/10 quicker right now. He's going to promote himself up a couple of positions, and yes he does, up into 11th place. We got Ethan Reed going 4/10 quicker. He's currently 18th place. We've got 29 drivers out on the grid. Tyrd Pluch going 33.5. And that is 2/10 ahead of Regis Courchelle. Where is Mohamed Irfan? They're currently not able to set a valid lap time. Time is definitely ticking away. And we'll see what he's able to do. And we've got Ethan Reed, who's just stopped, messed up his lap time. He's going to have to go out to try it again. And, oh, that number has increased to 30. It seems like people are joining up. As maybe we can catch Mohamed Irfan starting his valid lap time. What would it been? A 130... Well, 135.1, definitely made a big mistake there. And he is 100% running on old tires here, but hoping that him running with less fuel might compensate for that, as he is going 4/10 quicker, 5/10 quicker through the first couple of corners, 7/10, 8/10. He is improving by the corner as he now heads into the second sector, one of the harder sectors on this track to perfect. As people continue to improve. Mohamed Irfan 8/10 quicker, which is 9/10 quicker, which currently might put him at 33.9 in third place, just ahead of Daniel Chebula, but behind Regis Courchelle. Not what he wants to do, definitely not, as he's a second up now. Still going to be behind Regis Courchelle, but hoping that he can get some crucial time gain through the final sector. It is a very quick final sector. But he's also driving in a very quick car. As is that invalid? No, it's not. As he's now hoping not to catch John Gibson too quickly. Otherwise, this qualifying might be spoiled. But he is 1.1 seconds up. This is definitely going to be a 33, but it's not going to be enough to contend for provisional pole. As Regis Courchelle actually going 3/10 quicker. And oh, well, it was not showing purple there at all. And I don't think he got a single... Oh no, he got 2 purple sectors, so for some reason the game not showing me purples. But Mohamed Irfan up into provisional pole as Regis Corchel continues to match and go better than his personal best. 4/10 quicker. Might we see a first 1:32 in this qualifying session? He is 5/10 up. Can he get to 6/10 in the final sector? Sadly, he's not able to do that. Nearly invalidating his lap, but it will definitely put him ahead of Mohamed Irfan, a 33.312, and that is great from the French driver. And while we were looking at that, the battle still continues between Daniel and Ganahari Hutama. And Ganahari Hutama currently invalidating his lap by lap, so not able to get ahead. Daniel Benaquista thinking that he's done enough to stay ahead of him. He is currently in the pits, and Regis Corchel still going that 1/10 quicker here and there, trying to perfect his lap. Sadly losing quite a lot through the 3rd sector. And he does have a yellow middle sector, so his last personal best lap had a personal worst, or at least not an improvement in the middle sector. Only purple 1st sector, which might show us that he's got way more in him than we think. As he's going to cross the line yet again. It's not going to be an improvement, but though he does get the toe. Mohamed Irfan going a 10th quicker, coming through the through the 2nd sector now in the Lamborghini. A very quick car around Misano, and just a very quick car in general if you put it in the hands of somebody quick. And that somebody quick is Mohamed Irfan. If you don't know, he's also participating in the Asian SRO, so if you do tune in to watch that, be sure to cheer on Mohamed Irfan. And not going too great there, having to go off track and completely invalidate his lap. Eric Giselle going 5/10 quicker, coming through the quicks part of this track as he swoops down and having to take as much of that exit as possible. I think that is still valid. Weirdly enough, I thought it was going to be invalid. He's 6/10 up. This is probably going to be a 33 lap. And it's going to put him up a lot of positions, at least up into 4th, which is currently Pacholo Di Mano. Pacholo Di Mano showing some great pace out there today. He's up 34.1, but there is Eric up into 4th over 33.8, and he is improving as he was one of the fastest drivers in practice over 33.5, so he definitely has the pace to possibly beat Sherrod Plough for 3rd place, but I don't think he's going to be too unhappy with a 2nd row start to this race as well. As Dries Verhulst currently the last driver in the pro grid, and he is improving 3/10 up right now, which might demote Declan Bowler into the final place of the pro grid, and I think it will. Up into 17th place with a 34.7, and up into 17th place. And actually, I misspoke. The final person on the grid right now is Adriano Coutinho, who looks like he just about joined. He's only set 1 lap, and that is an out lap. No, actually, the lap he's in right now is an out lap. And we can have a look at Oliver Kirby as well, who is setting personal bests all round in his lap. A 34.9 is his current quickest. Predicted 34.5. That is going to put him at least up into 10th place. And will it? Well, they put him up into 11th, just behind Fabio Gallamini by 0.04 of a second. And I think he's going to be pretty happy with that. That has actually put him into pole position. Hold on, I did not even think about that. That put him into pole position for the AMs, just ahead of Benjamin Koo. And looks like Daniel Benquista has lost that advantage by quite a lot, by a 10th. So, not going to be starting near the front row guys. And Oliver Kirby and Benjamin Koo will be starting alongside each other, which might bring some good competition here. Just have a look. Batista improving on his lap time just by a 10th, but that 10th may be crucial to get him ahead of Bilanski. Is that? Yeah, it's Bilanski Gergo. As he comes through the final swooping corners. These corners, some of the more satisfying ones to do is you just power through, cutting that curb as much as you can. And it looks like he actually lost some time there, so it's not going to be a personal best, and actually invalidating his lap as well. What would have been a 34.5, not an improvement, but still a pretty good run. Who else is improving? Currently nobody. Mohammed Irfan is still on an invalid lap. He is 4/10ths down, 5/10ths down, 6/10ths down. I think he might be doing a cooldown lap. Declan Bowler is going a 10th quicker. That will put him ahead of Dries Verhulst if he's able to carry this on, and might even get himself ahead of Alexei Malachov if he's able to improve any more through the final sector. As he goes through the final corner, he comes across the line, and is it going to be an improvement? Yes, it is. Just ahead of Dries Verhulst by 0.02 of a second. Actually, about 15 thousandths. So, and he's still improving, so definitely good work there, and he's set to improve. As we can have a look at also Adrian Coutinho, who has not set a single valid lap time. The only person on the grid to not set a single valid lap in this qualifying year. I think this is going to be one of his final runs in this qualifying session, and he is going to have to make the most out of it. His last lap of 35.2, it wasn't valid though, and I don't think he wants to be stuck too low down on this grid. This track still quite easy to overtake on, but it is hard in terms of racecraft, but it's easy in terms of corners. So there's a lot of opportunities, but you need to be smart about it, otherwise you will be causing collisions, and well, those collisions are gonna definitely cost you some time. As now Adriano Coutinho gonna be coming across the line, and where is this lap gonna set him? And it is 9th place. That is a good run by the Black Panthers driver, just behind Britt Batista by half a 10th. And also, I just noticed for some reason, Ethan Reed, did he disqualify himself? Yes, okay, he did indeed disqualify himself. I'm not sure why, since I don't think he's going to be going up too many positions. But alright. Now Daniel Benquista trying to get that pole position away from Oliver Kirby. Oliver Kirby has done his final laps. He's not going to be improving anymore. Daniel Benquista can only hope to improve through the final corner as he comes across the line now, and I don't think it's going to be enough. And up into 15th place. It was an improvement, but not enough to put himself ahead of Oliver Kirby. And who else is on the track right now? Mohammed Irfan is on the track, and he's going a 10th quicker. He might just put himself up ahead of Regis Korschel. And is that invalid? No, but he lost a ton of time through that corner. He was 0.3 up, and it's invalid. Oh, and that is horrible. What lap that could have been. Sadly, all gone, all perished in a matter of seconds. But he is going to have to settle for second place for the first row. And it is going to be a run round the outside, which might be beneficial since it's going to turn into the inside quite quickly. So we'll see what happens there. But that is all for qualifying right now, and that is your grid for today. Regis Corshell taking first place for Race Esports team. Then Mohammed Irfan, they're going to be joining him alongside on the grid on the first row. Then comes Eric Giselle with a 33.492. We actually didn't see that lap, but he did improve in his final lap, and he puts himself up ahead of Terd Pluch, who is going to be starting on the second row alongside him. And then it is Pacello Dumano with a 34.1. And then Daniel Chebula are going to be starting alongside him. Then Belanski Gergo starting in 7th. Britt Batiste in 8th. A pretty good qualifying run from him. And then Adriano Coutinho only done one lap. Actually, no, done 2 laps. One was invalid, one was valid. And he was able to put himself up into 9th place. Great job by him. Then it is Chico Lindvar for Cosmosis Esports. Then Fabio Gallamini, Oliver